trains. There's only buses.
Outside the front of the station will be the 11:10 LNER service to Newcastle. Calling it Newcastle only.
Nobody will ask me.
That's a loaded question.
Changing over.
Okay, it's 2 hours to go by. Thank you very much.
Wait, ready, go! Swing up, 3, 2, 1, go! Step up.
If I break it, does that mean I can have a blade?
No. Split your shoulders, ready, go! Waist, ready, go! Walking up. No, easy, easy. You okay? Yeah, walking up.
Fine.
But with that technique. Big press now, last straights. Feel the boat. Feel the boat.
All your kids are.
See a fucking photos for 37 years. 37 years. And that was just.
Tons to do, yeah. I've got the one for British as well. never feel a great solution.